Hello everybody, welcome back once again, playing the Steam version of Final Fantasy 13-2. And I actually just wanted to go over my Purple Chocobo build. So let's get started here. First of all, you need to get a Purple Chocobo. Brush of Runes 300 is where I get all of mine at. And let's talk about the infusions right away. So the first one here I'm actually just going to do is the Schrodinger level 70. You don't actually need to go quite that high. You'll get auto haste, let me just see here, at 41. But just keep in mind that you also do need to infuse, just total of 99 levels worth of Saboteur monsters into your Purple Chocobo in order to get the boon ability. So just keep that in mind. Let's infuse this right away. That actually is going to give me the auto haste. That's the big reason that I want to use the Schrodinger for. The resilience 20% and magic 16% are okay, but we're actually going to use those to yellow lock those abilities. There it says there's no roll abilities. That's fine. And actually, let me just show you here. I'm basically right where these Schrodingers are at. Or found at, I should say. So this is Academia 500 AF. Basically, the Schrodingers will spawn right here on this platform. What you want to do, and I'm only going to talk about this really because of these monsters are so annoying to get. But basically, as you're going through here, you want to save right here as you get to the edge, and then once you jump over, the two Schrodingers and Proto Behemoth will show up. The nice thing about this battle is there are 3 enemies, and so that does make crystallizing the Schrodinger a little bit easier, right? Because you can watch for once you've defeated that first Schrodinger, you can watch and see if it crystallized. Okay, then you're good to go, right? But if not, then I would just retry the battle, right? And always kill the Proto Behemoth first. It goes down really, really quickly. But yeah, that's generally the process. Because the problem here is that once you've defeated that battle, they will not respawn here until you close the gate and come all the way back through. So it's something like 10 to 15 minutes just to get to this spot. So again, you really want to save, make sure that you're getting it crystallized right away, and if it doesn't, then either retry the battle or you'll have to just reload your game, which is fine too, right? If you don't want to, or if you make a mistake and forget to retry or something like that. So, anyways, that is the first monster. There actually is one more annoying monster here, unfortunately, that we have to get to. I'll just show you that here now right away. That's this Tezcatlipoca, and that needs to be level 30. That has the auto Tetra defense and resist physical and resist magic. So let's get that infused as well. And that is very similar to the Schrodinger. Instead of this, what is this, like the northwest platform, it's actually all the way over there on the northeast platform. So same thing, and also unfortunately it's a rare monster, so you won't always see it. But one of the things that you can do, if you don't see it, actually let me just show you here, because this is, like I said, it is a very, very annoying monster. What we'll do here is just run over. I'll make sure to get this on camera, just because the rest of the monsters are not like this. They're just significantly easier to come by, but and especially this Tezcatlipoca, honestly, is the worst probably monster in the game, honestly, in terms of capturing. It only has a 3% tame rate, and then on top of that, it's the rare. The other thing is here is what you want to have is you want to have actually let's do more enemies, and then you want to have Battle Mania on to attract tougher enemies, right? Because that's going to be your rares. And then what you want to do here is you just want to save right at that spot, and then hop across, and then see what pops up. Oh, there you go. Okay, so he popped up this time. Let's just show you here, though. I'll run back. But what you can do here is just keep running back, and then he popped up again there. So I got pretty lucky. But if you don't see this guy, if you run across and you see the other 2 Wood Wraith enemies, all you do is you run back here, let him disappear, and then hop back on the platform. And yeah, see, like there, you don't want to see these guys, right? And these unfortunately work the same way as the Schrodinger battle. Once you defeat it, it will not, the enemies will not respawn on that platform. So just keep that in mind when you're going through this process. Again, save here. If you see him, great, you know, do battle with him, you know, beat it, and then if it crystallizes, you're good to go. If not, though, then you do need to restore or reload your game, because unfortunately the Tezcatlipoca it will only be alone, right? So you can't do any fancy retry tricks. But anyways, let's get back to the infusions. Next up, let's go with the Tonberry. This is going to get us the magic 35%. It also is going to temporarily have the ally KO power surge, but that's going to fall off, so we don't need to worry about that. Alright, next up, let's find, what are we looking for here? Probably the Metallic Actar? Where's this guy? Yeah, there he is. Looking to get the Auto Faith from this guy. You know, Resist Slow is on there right now, as well as Critical Faith, but those are going to fall off too, so we don't really have to worry about those. And then let's see what else we have to work with here. Probably don't really need to do much. Nope. Goblin Chieftain, Gremlin, nope. I think that, oh, here's the Necrosis. Yeah, no, need to do him. Between the Necrosis and the Schrodinger, I have way more levels than I need from Saboteurs in order to get me the boon ability. So let's just infuse this. That's also gonna, so this is gonna lock the resilience plus 40% and also add the HP plus 30%. And there's his learned boon, right? So again, that's the 99 levels worth of Saboteurs. So that is it for that stuff. Next up here, we need to work on actually giving it the abilities that I want. So let's go over to the Testudo, and this thing needs to be level 18. Let's get that infused. We're not going to get any passives. We're basically good on passives now. Very important though here, grab Faithga. We're going to get Bravega and regular Faith just through the leveling process, through the Purple Chocobo, but it won't naturally get Faithga, so we do have to get that. And then next up here, let's grab the Amana Jaku. We don't actually need to level this at all, because all we're looking to get here is End Fire. So let's grab that. And it says there one roll level, or one roll ability, and that's the End Fire. And then the last thing here should be the Awareness. I don't know if I actually leveled this, so let me just take a look here. I might have to just level that really quick, which will be, you know, very easy. Where is this? Oh, I did already. Okay, so it's a level 20. So it's kind of interesting. The Amana Jaku will actually learn all of the N abilities as well, but the problem with that is it has auto vigilance, and I didn't actually want to add that to my my Purple Chocobo, so I actually couldn't use that, right? And unfortunately, it gets it really, really early. So anyways, we're going to use this Oanus instead. So I've got that at level 20. And we're just going to give this thing End Frost and End Thunder. So that is that. Let's just take a look here. So it's got, actually it doesn't really matter. Yeah, End Fire, End Frost, End Thunder. And also it's going to learn End Arrow as well, or just through its leveling process. So we don't have to worry about that either. Let's actually, let me just save here really quickly. Because we're ready to do the actual leveling. The leveling for this is a little bit trickier than a lot of the other monsters. Okay, let's get started on leveling this thing. So we're going to use mana droplets at first up until level 10. 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, and there's 10. And then once we get to 10, we're going to use potent droplets for level 11 through 19. So just work on this here all the way up to... Oh, looks like we've got a expansion. Alright, so where I'm going to go with the ATB gauge. I'm just going to grab as many ATB gauges all the way up to 6, and then I'll do, you know, one synergist bonus at the end. Alright, so yes, we're at 15, so 16, 17, 18, and there's 19. Gonna swap back to mana, excuse me, at level 20, just for that one little minor boost there. And then we're gonna go from 21 to 29 here with potence again. And there's 29. Gonna do one mana right here at level 30. And here's our next expansion. Let's get our ATB gauge again. Alright, so 31 to 39 is going to be potence. And there's 39. And then swapping back to mana here. And it'll be mana all the way up from this point. Expansion, another ATB gauge there, and again just gonna do mana essence, Alright, here's our last expansion, and again getting the synergist bonus boost for that one. And then going right into mana crystals to finish this out. Some people like to end at 98 because that will basically level 99 is when this thing gets Veil. And the reality is that Noah and Sarah get that already, so you don't really need your Purple Chocobo to have it, but I'm just going to do it anyway. Just because I'm not really that worried about it. It is a little bit more efficient, though, to have those two do it instead. But I'm just going to activate that. And, alright, so there it is completely done. 484 strength, which doesn't matter, and then 1,505 magic. Let's take a look at these, the abilities here, passive abilities. There it gets the augment maintenance too. That's actually here. Let's just look at it this way instead. So the augment maintenance 2 is red locked as well as the critical protect. You know, the resilience 40% is on there, magic 35, auto tetra defense, auto haste, HP 30%, resist physical, auto faith, and then resist magic as well. I really like you know, this build. You know, you could do something like, if you don't really want the resilience, you could replace that with something else, but and the reality is that's not going to do that much good for you, right? That's only going to be in effect while your synergist is, you know, is buffing, right? So there's you know, very little time where this thing is actually, you know, going to be out in battle. And so you could really replace that with, you know, another one of the auto abilities, right? Like auto bravery would be pretty good, actually, and especially if you've got a monster commando in your paradigm pack, just because, you know, it could confer that buff over to that monster instead. Other than that, though, you know, again, maybe like the HP plus 30% could be taken out of there as well for another one of the, you know, some sort of auto buff. But I do like the resist physical and magic, though, because, you know, just obviously there's always a chance that this thing is going to be taking damage while you're trying to buff up. And so, you know, reducing that a bit, I feel like is always pretty nice. So anyways, that is going to be it for this one, though. As always, hope the guide was helpful. Thanks for watching.